So here we are, we got this downstairs area done. So this is all painted, except for that thing, I need to paint that. Fireplace, everything else is done. Back room, just got a fresh coat, second coat. So this is all done. You can see this, like right here, if you look at, I don't know if you can tell, but the base is wider than the wall. That's because the 5 gallons that we got from Home Depot was the wrong color, but I painted all this the first time with that color. It was close, but it was obviously way wider. So I just had to cut all this in here and around this millwork because I wasn't going to repaint in the lid. I wasn't going to repaint the whole thing again with that color. So other than this, it's all painted. So done in there. And this room is all done now. Well, I think this was done before too, but I just got that one door to paint, but they kept that other paint. So this door is painted with that other whiter paint and this one is not. So she's gonna see if she can get that paint back. There's like 3 gallons or 2 gallons left in that thing. So I don't know why they would keep that since they fucked it up and she paid for it. But then I'm in here, I swept all this up and I did all the texture earlier. All the areas when I painted the lid just got painted. Now I paint on the walls and the doors and the base. This all got painted. I am painting these floors. So this got painted. I got a caulk right there. I put another coat on that. Other than that, this is a 1 coat. So we'll have to paint this again. This all need 2 coats of paint. This thing here still hasn't been done, but I think I'm going to take whatever I have left out of all the little buckets, scrape it all into one, and box it before I do this room and this room. So that, well, it depends too. I might do this one with 1 coat of whatever I have most of, and then second coat it. I don't know. That's got to dry up there. There's a big patch. It was all, this whole thing was crumbling and falling apart. But patched, so this will probably happen tomorrow. Some texture on these little spots here that were all effed up. Then in the closet, but I'm not doing anything, nothing back in this area. I'll just do to the edge here. That'll be it. So right now I'm just, you got my roller like that. It makes it really easy if you go down and just, I can show you. So you got, a little screen and a 2-gallon bucket here. So you just get a little paint on your thing. You got a little magnet there for your thing. And then here you just, for your edge, and then flip it over. And just make sure that if you have a hard edge here, just go over it a little bit real quick. And then you can just, since the base is going the same color, even if it wasn't going to go the same color and you were going to paint the base after, you could do it this way. If you're not painting the base, then you could not do it that way, but you see how fast that is compared to if I were to use the brush and just try to, keep your thing wet. So I did that whole little area in, I don't know what, 30 seconds maybe? I don't know. So, and if you were to brush all that stuff out, it doesn't take that long, like over here. You can start right here and just, drag your paint out. I don't know if I'm getting this, and then just kind of work the paint down in there. And so you feel like you're kind of trying to push a little bit, just go ahead and grab some more paint, your paint out over the top here. And just kind of bring it down. And remember, if you're going to do 2 coats, you don't need to make it perfect on the first one. You just need to get the bulk of it so that your second one does the covering. And so this right here, just over this little heater, let's see here. It's taking a lot longer than the little bit I did with the weenie roller. I think if you had to do everything with a weenie roller. Now remember that I'm using a satin right now. And sometimes it's a pain to blend. If you let it set up too long. Because satins want to flash off. So up here, when you paint a lid, yeah, let's put some more paint on this thing. When you paint a lid, like I started in this corner here, and after I cut it in, and I painted out, like I rolled it out past the light, and I rolled it back to about here, to about the middle of the light, a little past. And then I moved over to this side, so instead of going down one whole side, you know, all the way down and coming back, or coming up, starting this way, I didn't give the paint time to set up enough, and then I rolled it this way out over my paint here. So it started out wet here, and then I rolled it out and laid it off all into the paint that I just put on. That way it's wet on wet. You blend it all together and you don't get that flashing that you would normally get across the middle with only one, you know, because I'm doing one coat on the lids. So just think about that stuff. Like with a flat, doesn't matter. With an eggshell, depending on where you get it from, or like a low luster, it won't matter. But with satins and some eggshells, it will matter. So just be careful. Lay all your paint off in the same direction. So you can apply it any way you want. You can apply it any way you want. Then just remember to lay it off as you move around so that it all looks even. So you don't get any hard, big areas, because you are going to put 2 on there too. So, all right. And get a big tray. See how big this tray is? This tray is way bigger than that little homeowner shit. You don't want to be dumping paint there every 5 minutes. All right. Y'all have a good day.